So, does anybody think there are any organizations out there to help protect and conserve groundwater?
Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources.
Yep, exactly. They issued those 2 publications that I was passing around earlier, and they made those beautiful diagrams of the hydrologic cycle as well.
TU.
TU?
Trout Unlimited.
Oh! Trout Unlimited, I'm
Remember,
sorry. I know.
I was Trout Unlimited.
You were Trout Unlimited before there was Trout Unlimited, I remember. I didn't know the acronym.
A lot of organizations
Yeah.
similar to that. In this area, a lot of rivers have formed groups, the Friends of the Prairie, the Friends of the Tomorrow, WAPAC. I don't understand why it changes its name because it crosses the border, but I'm not very smart anyway.
The Tomorrow River.
Yeah, and many organizations like that, both local and national conservancy organizations.
Yep. Yeah, there's local, state, regional, national, international organizations all vested in this because it is such an important resource. A lot of people depend on it. So there's a lot of different organizations. Maybe it's not their direct mission out there to protect and conserve groundwater, like Trout Unlimited or the Prairie, organizations, but they care about it because it affects their cause too, and just affects humankind and animal kind and anything that's living. So a couple other organizations. The Department of Natural Resources, Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection is another one. There's a Center for Watershed Science and Education right here at UWSP. They're a pretty big player in this game. There's also the U.S. Geologic Survey, so that's a national organization that they take a lot of data on river basins in the area, or just basically regions and watersheds there. Just a couple of other departments just to see how many people how many organizations are out there. The Department of Commerce, Department of Health and Family Services, Department of Transportation, State Lab of Hygiene, the UW Water Resources Institute, the Wisconsin Geologic and Natural History Survey. So that's just a couple here in Wisconsin basically. And all those organizations care about groundwater. They're helping to protect and helping to conserve it as well. So I'm going to pass these out. If you guys are interested, you can just take one and pass it around. On the front side, it's going to tell you the organizations that are here, what they can do for you. If you have a private well, you can actually take a well sample and get it tested right here on campus at the Water and Environmental Analysis Lab. So the websites are on here for all these places if you want to go and check them out and make sure that your groundwater is being protected and conserved. But here are all organizations, local, national, international organizations. But I think the most important player in this game. Oh, that's all right. The most important player in this game are people like us and him running by. So anybody really in this game can help out, help protect and conserve groundwater. There's a couple of things on the back also, as well as two-sided, saving a little paper here. So things that you can do, where you can drop off things just so it doesn't get into the ground. There's also a contact on here, your local water utility, if you're from Stevens Point. If you're not from Stevens Point, I'm sorry, I don't have that on here. But you can contact them and ask them about the wellhead protection plan, which is actually a proactive plan that a lot of local water utilities have just to make sure that they're conserving, helping protect from contamination. Have this to kind of wrap up. So if everybody could take one slip of paper in here. And these are just other ways that we can help. Oh, I left one. That we can help protect and conserve groundwater.
I already do that. It's like a week.
I think okay. All right, Rose, you want to start yours now?
Landscape with native or low water use plants.
Alright, how do you think that would help out in conserving and protecting groundwater?
They would not, they would use less water, so we would conserve the amount of water we're using, and by using native plants, we wouldn't introduce an invasive species. I'm not sure how that would affect groundwater use.
It's just good ecological sense. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, using less water, helping conserve the amount of water that we're using. Alright, Dan,
this one says turn off water while you brush teeth, do the dishes, shave, etc. And I take the water from my hot tub and then
Really?
in my garden.
Oh, awesome.
Sure.
So yeah, that's pretty common sense one that probably a lot of us that are, out here probably do already, but there's still people out there I see every day if they're washing their hands or, well, obviously they have water on when they're washing their hands, but if they're brushing their teeth, they feel like maybe their teeth are getting cleaner if they leave the water on. I'm not sure the whole reasoning behind it, but there's, just turning it off in between, or if you're washing dishes, maybe just make a pan up of water that you're going to rinse your dishes in instead of just having the water run the whole time. It's pretty simple stuff like that. All right, Brandon, what about you?
Reduce shower time.
You reduce shower time? So how do you think that one fits in?
Stop using so much water.
Yeah. There's people out there that take the hour-long shower. I don't know if that gets them cleaner once again, maybe mentally that helps them figure it out. But yeah, just cutting your shower time down by 5-10 minutes depending on what you do already. So that's a good one to help conserve resources for you.
Recycle used antifreeze and waste oil.
Yeah, so how do you think that one fits in?
Lessening contaminants that seep into the groundwater supply.
Yeah, exactly. That backside of that sheet is all helping you to get rid of those materials. If you have old containers of like motor oil or fertilizer and you need to get rid of them, there's contacts on there in Stevens Point where to drop them off. Just so some people, they end up throwing them into sewers or throwing them, down their toilet. There's just a ton of different places, and obviously that's all going to end up back in our groundwater. So pretty simple stuff that you can do. Just there's locations on there to drop those off. And Ashley?
And repair leaks and drips quickly.
Yeah. I'm glad you actually got that one. So first off, how do you think that one fits in?
Wasting water if it's just
Yeah, exactly. So just wasting water. This is a cool little tool that I picked up somewhere along the line, that if you have a leaky faucet or something like that, and you just count the number of drips that occur in 1 minute, and then you multiply that, it'll multiply that and tell you how many gallons per day you're wasting, how many gallons per month, and then how many gallons per year. So kind of moves up and down. So say 15, you're wasting 2 gallons in a day, you're wasting about 6.5 in a month, and almost 800 gallons in a year. So just that one little drip actually can add up to a lot of water lost during a year. So there's just simple steps that we can take to help protect and conserve our groundwater. And with that, I hope you learned a little bit about groundwater today, a little bit about why Chemically is unique with its high bedrock layer, its sandy soils, and then obviously what we can do to help protect and conserve this valuable yet vulnerable resource. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out. If you have any questions or anything, I'll be hanging out afterwards, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was great.
Oh, I can steal those from you. Thank you.
Good job,
Thank
Lex.
you.